The life of Konohamaru Sarutobi, renowned across the shinobi world as third Hokage honorable grandson, is a jonin of the Konohamaru Sarutobi clan. Welcome to That Guy Explained in today's video. We are going over the life of Konohamaru Sarutobi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos to help us reach 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube account. With that out of the way, let's get into this video. Konohamaru Sarutobi is a male and stands at a height of 177.5 centimeters and his birth date is December 30th. Konohamaru was born into the Sarutobi clan and was named after Konoha by his grandfather. While being raised by his Anbya parents, Konohamaru was never referred to by his name by the villagers, only ever called honorable grandson because of his relationship to the Hokage. Wanting to be acknowledged as a person and not simply the Hokage's grandson, Konohamaru began trying to defeat Hiruzen to replace him as Hokage. Although he's introduced midway through a failed attempt to defeat his grandfather, Konohamaru initially finds a certain enjoyment in his status as the Hokage's grandson. He is often spared from being punished for his actions and will goad people who are unwilling to take a hand against him. When Naruto shows no restraint towards him and freely hits him, Konohamaru becomes impressed by him and declares Naruto to be both his rival and role model, variously calling him Big Brother. Like Naruto, Konohamaru tends to be loud, headstrong, spends an inordinate amount of time inventing perverted ninjutsu, and, in the anime, even mimics Naruto's Kabuki ninja registration photograph when taking his own. He also ends many of his sentences with koret, much like Naruto does with Datebao. Konohamaru also picks up several good qualities from Naruto, such as the realization that becoming Hokage is a long process, that there are no shortcuts. Konohamaru has shown immense emotional endurance, recovering from tragedies close to his heart, such as the deaths of his grandfather and his uncle, Asuma Sarutobi, in a relatively short time, displaying an ability to cope with heart-shattering grief that goes beyond his years. This aspect of his personality is likely in the emulation of Naruto's take on the will of fire, as Naruto also had to cope with immense loss and depression at a young age, but still stuck to his optimistic and willful outlook. Konohamaru has short spiky brown hair, black eyes, and a small chip in his tooth. In some of Konohamaru's appearances in the anime, he is depicted with blush marks on his cheeks. When he's first introduced, he wears a gray helmet with a hole at the top for his hair to stick out of. He replaces this with Naruto's old goggles for the rest of Part 1, replacing them with his forehead protector in Part 2. He has worn a long blue scarf for most of his life. In his emulating of Naruto, he initially began branching out into variations of the sexy technique, with no practical use. For more useful techniques, Naruto taught Konohamaru how to use the raised nan. Initially requiring a shadow clone to perform the technique, Konohamaru eventually learned to perform it independently. By the Fourth Shinobi World War, Konohamaru possessed the nature transformations of fire, wind, and yang release. As a student, he mostly learned from his teachers and Naruto techniques that had little or no practical use. After graduating, Konohamaru gained a series of techniques more suited for battles, such as the multiple shadow clone technique, and Shuriken shadow clone technique. In the anime, Konohamaru was able to create the big ball raised nan, although by chance, without prior instructions on it. Showing noticeable adeptness in fire release, he can use his uncle's fire release, ash pile burning. He would later learn his clan's fire release, great flame technique, as well as his grandfather's fire release, fire dragon flame bullet. As an adult, he can use wind release to strengthen the penetrative power of his attacks and even apply it to his raised nan, a feat before only Naruto Uzumaki could accomplish. In the anime, he can also use lightning release, able to flow a stream of electricity around himself that will shock anyone who comes into contact with him. In the anime, Konohamaru is shown to be well versed in a variety of weapon styles. He began using trench blade knuckles, like his late uncle, and was capable of fighting Yugo with it long enough to snap him out of his rampage. This also includes using the flying swallow, able to deflect enemy blasts with it. Like his grandfather, Konohamaru is proficient in Bojutsu. When aided by the transformed Inra, Konohamaru can repel multiple attacks with a flurry of spins. He can also use a staff as a medium for his techniques. As a member of the Sarutobi clan, Konohamaru's Sarutobi possess high chakra that only the Senju and Uzumaki have. Thanks for watching my videos. Your support means a lot to me, and comment down below on what you want me to cover in the next video.